All right, good morning. Excuse me. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Tuesday morning? Getting everything situated here. So, Mr. Bitcoin did give us that weekly close below 34,709 Sunday, and that's not what I wanted to see. I kind of thought that Bitcoin would probably trade up and close above that support level, but it's resistance now, and it did not. So, basically, what happens when you lose these areas, people will take new positions based on what info they currently have, as all these charts are is data. And when we have enough data, we can take trades based upon what data we have. So yesterday or Sunday, you traded up, but it was a very, very small percentage day, and it was not enough to get that daily close or that weekly closure back above that resistance level. So you can see yesterday, essentially, you traded right up to that resistance level, and it was resistance, and boom, there's your daily expansion to the downside. Now, I didn't take any positions here because, well, in my opinion, this isn't moving enough, and I just didn't feel like messing with it, to be honest with you. But that's what happened yesterday. So today, what you're doing is you're basically just trading up. This is going to be your retest move. You can watch 33,515 for a daily close this evening if you get a push up into that area. Maybe you reject. Maybe you had a little bit lower. You do have weekly support right under you at 32,288. Was not tested at all in the last few days, but it was last week. Well, what day is that? July the 9th? Yeah, so you're not really moving. You're just still range bound. This is an outside day, aka bearish engulfing. So it is typically looked at as a reversal pattern. So if you are long Bitcoin, just be aware of your surroundings and understand that it is making lower closes, it is making lower highs and lower lows. So chances are, if you do not bounce out of this area in the next couple weeks, you are going to see another move to the downside, and it will be a rather large expansion to the downside because you have been trading sideways for a couple months. So however long you trade sideways, that generally will typically basically makes the breakout a little bit bigger or the breakdown a little bit bigger. The measured move coming into this is massive. So if you get the same size of a measured move coming out of it as you did going into it, then you're going to be trading pretty close to your old all-time high. I'm not calling for that. I'm not predicting that. I'm just simply making you aware of it. Yesterday we took a trade on USD JPY. Let's get over here and look at it. Let me see something real quick here. Bear with me in just a moment. All right, so yesterday, this is what we were looking at. You can see this trend line right here, and it's just coming from this low down here on April 23rd, 2021, and I tacked it to this low right here, May 25th, 2021. If you go into an intraday chart, let's get into a smaller time frame. You can see how yesterday morning it was acting as resistance, and we did have this lower close on the 4 hour. So we were watching the hourly, and what we wanted to see was an hourly close below support right here, and we got that. But unfortunately, you can see that's as low as it went. And you had, oh wait, I'm sorry, it's over here. Where exactly was that? Was it, this wasn't it. This was at 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, it was this candle here. Sorry. I'm confused because we did get an hourly close yesterday. Oh, we wanted an hourly close. Okay, I got it. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay. We wanted an hourly close below this resistance level right here. And we got that on this candle here. We pushed up and then we closed below it. So we were looking for short side setups, and we had a take profit level sitting right at 110.049. That was our first scale out because that would have been hourly support. So you probably would have seen a bounce from there, but it was bought up. And I want to say something. Usually I do not let trend lines and stuff like that affect my bias, but I did yesterday, and it was a fantastic teaching moment, as the target should have been for us this bearish candle right there. Yes, we did get this closure below resistance, but if you go over here and use this resistance level, because upon making this new resistance level, you immediately had a bearish candle. And then once this bearish candle was put in, if you look at price was respecting this resistance more so than this candle's closing price. All right. So I should have seen that. Had I seen that, it would have stopped us from jumping into that short trade. But anyways, back over here, you can see this wick on this bearish candle. Yesterday on this push down, that was a perfect opportunity to get long, targeting this wick as looking for the price to move up, blast through everybody's stops, because all of retail knew about that trend line. So all of retail, seeing price unable to get above and even showing signs of possible bearishness coming off from that trend line touch, put in a lot of new entries, us included. So yesterday we were on the same side as retail instead of taking the same trades as I usually take on the opposite side of retail, looking to stop retail out. So this was a perfect entry. If you go into a 5-minute chart, you will see yesterday how beautiful this was. Right here, we traded right down into this area right there. Now, we didn't stop just above this bearish candle, as that would have been the first thing that I would look at. However, the same thing that I look at on bigger time frame charts, I also look at on smaller time frame charts, because price is fractal. Whatever it does on a daily, 4-hour, 8-hour, it does on a 5-minute, 1-minute, 3-minute. So you can see clearly that this bearish candle right here was acting as support on a 5-minute time frame, because you were unable to get any 5-minute closures below this level. So you traded up and then you came right back into it. This was a buying opportunity. Once you pushed up, put this candle here, took out the high, you traded right back in, and then used this 5-minute candle as your order block or your Heath level or your demand zone. That would have been the entry. We would have been targeting this price here. However, it was not far enough away. So it was basically a bad trade all around in a nutshell. So we got, I didn't get stopped out. What I did at 9 o'clock, because if I enter a position short or long, it does not matter, at 8 o'clock in the morning, if that trade isn't going my way by an hour later, then I'm usually exiting the position, as it probably means that I am wrong, because I know I'm trading at the right time of the day. So that's basically what I did. We traded right back up into this stuff right here, and this is when I exited my position at a little less than break even. So it was an L on the day. Another thing that we were looking at was possibly taking Euro Aussie as a long. Let me show you why. So yesterday we were trading up here, and if you go into a smaller time frame chart, it looked like it was trying to hold support up in this area. So it looked like it could possibly be a break, retest type of trade. So in this section of price right here is what we were watching. We put in this hourly candle, got a close above this resistance level, and tested it multiple times. However, on this bearish candle right here, this was no, it wasn't that one. It was this one right here, 7 o'clock in the morning. This would have been your support zone. You would not have wanted to see an hourly close below this bearish candle. And at 7 o'clock, you got the hourly close below that bearish candle. So it did not give us an opportunity, as we wanted this candle to push down and close above. If this candle would have closed above this price right here at 1.58862, we would have taken this long to the upside, looking for a first scale out at 1.59313, which would have been this area right here. That would have been a fantastic trade, as Aussie or Euro Aussie moves very fast and very far. So you can see right there, that would have been a 41 pip move to the upside. However, once you get this close, you know that you're not looking for your positions. This thing traded below, took out this level of support. So this was at 9 o'clock. I jumped into a short on this asset, looking at this candle here. So essentially that was my entry. Let me get this line over here. So right there, when price traded right back up into this level, that was my entry. My stop was just above the close of this bullish candle, not the wick, just above the close. Yesterday when we traded down into this stuff right here, this is when I took a piece of the profits off and I moved my stop to break even. I only took this position because I was also watching Aussie Yen, because I am still short Aussie Yen from a couple days ago and it was pushing up. All right, so I was just basically trying to hedge off a little bit of that to see if Aussie Yen wants to continue moving to the downside, because this push up right here could have essentially just been a stop run, trying to stop out all these people right here. There is stuff right over there that it respected. If you put your line right there on that hourly Heath level, you will absolutely see that that caught price. So you are moving down lower from now. On the 4 hour, this absolutely, I believe, was a bearish engulfing. No, it wasn't a bearish engulfing. It did not take out the high, but it's a pretty big bearish push lower. So you're testing 4 hour support right now. Right there. So going into the day, we're going to be watching this asset here to see if you get a break and close below. There are several people in the community that are looking at this as a short continuation from the move lower last week. Apologies for the congestion. I am catching a cold, unfortunately. So this is what people are looking for today. They want to see if Aussie Yen wants to continue lower and keep putting in that continuation to the downside. It is looking like it wants to do that. Yesterday was a small day, a small range day. It was not an inside day, as you did get a higher close than the previous day, and you made a higher high. So it is a trending day still. It's trending to the upside. This is that 4 hour level. You can see right now you are a doji on the day. So maybe we see a little bit of downside on the Aussie. Just keep an eye on your 4 hour resistance level. The 4 hour closes at 9 o'clock. If you're a swing trader, you can watch the 4 hour. Let's see what the 8 hour looks like. Okay, so yeah, the 4 hour would probably be a better thing to watch, because you have a bearish candle on the 4 hour and you don't on the 8 hour. So just keep an eye on this close right here. Like I said, 9 o'clock in the morning is when you'll get your close. If you're trading below that, then you can look for a push up and then look to get short on that, putting your stop above that. This is not financial advice, guys. Whatever trade I call out or whatever I'm looking at in the mornings, yes, sometimes, most of the time, these things work out, but sometimes they don't. So you need to make sure that you're managing your risk to where you're only taking 1% loss at the most, 1% of your total account's equity. You're not trying to get rich quick off of any signals that I provide. I'm not a signal service, but I don't mind calling out a few trades that I'm looking at to see if, that can basically give you an idea as to what I'm looking for and maybe help you with you actually spotting your own setups. But you first got to see that they work before you will even try it. So that's basically all I'm doing. I will not be watching the 4 hour close. The higher the time frame, the more weight the closure has. So obviously a 4 hour closure is more important than a 1 hour closure, as it's going to hold more weight. But I like to be inside of my entry or inside of my trade before 9 o'clock happens, because I generally do not take setups after 9:30, 10 o'clock at the latest. Once that happens, I am done for the day, whether I entered a trade or not. Excuse me. So you can watch the 4 hour. We will be watching the hourly. You can see that the hourly does have a lower close than the 4 hour. So this is going to be the close that I will be watching. There's another one right there too. So it's not a beautiful setup. The only reason that I'm even bringing it up is because I noticed a few people talking about it this morning. But this is what they're looking for. They're looking for short side continuation from that massive move that we had starting 2 weeks ago. Now let's go look at pound USD. Pound USD is weak on the day. This is already a big range expansion to the downside on the day. If you look at the daily candle, you will see that you are trading at the lows. All right. This was a big bullish candle on Friday. So people are looking for bullish entries on this thing for continuation to the upside, as they're looking at this as a low. This is my issue with that. You haven't taken out your first daily support or resistance level yet, which is up here. You need to get a daily closure above this daily candle. Then you need to put in a higher low support before I would even start looking for bullish entries on this asset. Also, massive quarterly level right above you. So even if you do get a breakout and you start heading to this, that may act as massive resistance. We get a weekly closure above 140, 152, then I will start to look for longs. As long as we are trading below 1.40, 152, I am looking for shorts, as you had a chance up here to find support. If the bulls were in charge or in control, support would have been found up here somewhere, and you would have seen bullish continuation. That is not what you got. You got a rounded top. Now there is a ton of liquidity setting up here, so the market can trade back up there. But I'm going to let this level be the line in the sand for me. So as long as it's below it, I'm going to look for shorts. Also, you can see on the daily that you are trading below the 50 spot on the RSI. This doesn't mean anything. It absolutely can be looking for support right now. Yesterday's daily range was tiny in comparison to Friday's, and it didn't even get down to the midpoint of this bullish candle. That is typically bullish. It is typically bullish. This push only. I'm not talking about all of this price. I'm just talking about what transpired Friday and what transpired yesterday. It looks typical, like it wants to move higher. However, I'm not going to be taking any positions on it. As I said, you are trading at the low of day. But to be honest with you, if I was looking for long positions, let's get rid of this, I would be looking for them pretty soon. Not there, sorry. This right here. You're trading into this Heath level at 138.516. The reason I don't like it for longs is because of the momentum that came into the level. This is a bullish push out of this area here. This is what people were watching yesterday. One of the guys in the chat was asking me yesterday if this would probably hold. And I said, I don't know, but we did get an hourly closure below. So that right there takes it out for me. Now, yes, it did get a bullish push out of there, and it did trade up. It would have been a fantastic entry if you would have got in down here somewhere, as that would have been like a 5 or 6 to 1 risk to reward. But we don't know what's going to happen. We can't tell the future. We can only look at the data we have on the charts to make our trading decisions. And what I seen yesterday, a lot of momentum going into the Heath level, so I wasn't necessarily looking for that level to hold as support. You did get a big bullish push out of there, but this is not what you want to see ever. You never want to see a bullish push out of an area and then the next day it return straight back down to that area. That is never a good sign. So if anything, I would be looking for shorts on this to follow with this bearish momentum. I do believe you will see this area down here get penetrated today, as market looks like it's reaching for that liquidity down there below the swing low. There's hourly support right there, so you could trade down there and hold. However, pattern traders are going to look at that as a double top, so they're going to be getting short as well. Also, you're in a longer term downtrend. If you just pull it out a bit, you will see on this hourly clearly you're in a downtrend. Does this look like a bottoming formation? Yeah, it can be. Here's a low, there's your lower low, and then there's your higher low. So yeah, as long as you don't take out this low, it is a higher low. So yes, it can be trying to make a rounding bottom to look to go higher. However, that we don't have enough data, in my opinion, to take trades based on that yet. Because like I said, it's in a downtrend. If anything, you should be looking for shorts and aiming for the next area of resistance or support. This one would be a spot, right? Which that hourly bearish candle right there coincides nicely with that. So you don't have to look at that. You can just watch this. Your next area of support would be all the way down to here. Excuse me. So what I'm saying is if you take out this swing low and you get an hourly close below this bearish candle, your next target or next push would probably be down to one spot, 37898. Also on this Euro Aussie trade, I was also expecting this thing to push down to here. All right, so That's all I'm looking for on that. Once that happens, I will probably exit the full position if that happens, because I don't know that it's going to, obviously. But if it does, I'll probably take off the rest of that position and see what happens with the Aussie yen. Let me get a drink of water. Man, good ice cold water. You cannot beat that stuff. All right, so let's go look at NZ USD. Not looking good. I got a lot of stuff going on here. Let's get rid of all this. Let's go look at the daily. It's not looking so good. You're trading down here at support, at the lows. Every chance you've had for bullishness to transpire, it's been sold into. But you can see that it's not, bears are not able to push it down. So the bears are not super aggressive down here in this area. So you may get a bounce out of here. Bears may be looking for higher prices to look to reload short if they want to continue pushing this asset to the downside. So I'm not necessarily looking for fresh shorts down here because I never short into support. But if we do get a push up into the 0.71275 area, I will probably then be interested in looking for shorts once again. Also, you will have taken out this wick right up here. So that would be a fantastic time to look to get short. When will I no longer look to get short on this asset? A daily closure above 0.71275. It's as simple as that. No longer looking for shorts if we get the daily closure above that line there. But as long as your closing dailies below it, I think the short side is in order for this asset. It did put in a new low. This was the low. Now you have a new low. And you can see that the bears, they're slightly aggressive. The bulls are unable to push it up above this resistance level right there. But they're not as aggressive as they should be. So this is why I'm kind of sticking back on this as well. If you do get a breakdown, well, you got a bunch of stuff right here. So this is probably also why you are having trouble. You've got multiple bearish candles here. Each one of those bearish candles has the ability to act as support. So that may be why bears are not getting as aggressive down here at these levels, because they simply see that there is just too much support directly under them. If you get a breakdown below that, though, you can trade all the way down to there, as that would be your next area of support. So maybe they're just waiting, right? In my opinion, there are better assets to look at or to take trades on. Pound CAD. Yesterday, it looked like it was trying to break out up in here, but then we traded up, and then boom, had a bearish day. So let's go look at that on the hourly. I don't know why these lines are here. They are not the right lines. But this is the level that was being watched. There's also a channel trend line coming in over here. Let me see if I can get it back up. I think I tacked it off of that bearish candle. Just bear with me. Something like this. No, that's not what it was. I can't remember exactly where I had it, but this is why I don't like to use trend lines. They can be very subjective if you're not really understanding the way to use them. Well, anyways, on the smaller time frames, there was resistance there, but to me, it still looks like it's trying to push higher. This daily red close yesterday wasn't nothing. Like, it just barely moved. It essentially traded sideways all day. So it looks to me like they're getting ready to push it higher. So I'm not looking for anything on the pound CAD. I'm not looking for entries on it either. This thing trades very sideways. In a lot of instances, I rarely trade like pound CAD, pound Swissy, and pound New Zealand, because those three assets are like difficult to trade. They're very choppy. You can be in a downtrend and then turn around and go straight up, look like you're bullish, and then come back down. Like this section of price right here was disgusting. Disgusting. You took out this resistance level up here, pushed up, and then boom, straight down. So it's, yeah, difficult. And then look at this. For weeks and weeks, you've just been trading exactly sideways in a very, very tight range. So here's the push lower to get out of the range, and then the push up. So if this fails here, you may see that impulse leg to the downside, as you were chopped up for a few weeks. So you can see a pretty nice sized range expansion move off of this thing. Possibly 176.038 or down as low as 167.585. But it's going to be, it looks like it wants to go higher to me. This was your breakout, your fake breakout. That's a bear trap. And then immediately you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullish days. So I'm not looking for this thing to roll over, but it could. It's just trading very, very difficult. And USD Yen, once again, probably going to be looking for shorts on this asset today, as trend lines generally don't work on the first pass. You can see that it looks like it is trying to break back down below this trend line. So now I think the trend line may be something you can look at if you're looking for shorts on this. Want to push up? You want to push up to like 110.322. Let me get rid of these yesterday lines so that way I can show you some new ones. You want to see a push up into there? Come on. I'm using a different mouse. So maybe a push up into 110.285, which would be this area of hourly resistance, and then ultimately this one up here. So as long as you push up into that and fail with an hourly closure back below 110.322, this line here, I think you're safe for shorts. All right? You could be safe for shorts. This is the thing. It's been bullish, and this isn't a big push down. This could also just look for support and move higher once it gets down to here, right? This bearish candle's opening price may act as support. So I leave that decision up to you. It does look like the yen is strong or stronger than the dollar and the Aussie because those assets are going down or trying to. Let's go over here and look at Euro, and then we'll look at ETH, and then I will give the floor to you. So basically, let's go over here to the daily. Euro's having a red day. This was Friday, big bullish day. Same like the pound, took out daily resistance. Once you take out the low of this candle, in my opinion, if you get a daily closure below that, this is a bull trap, and you're looking for lower prices. This move to the downside is a little bit extended. It's not massively extended, but you are a little bit extended. There is no divergence on it. All right, this is a low, this is a lower low, and it's a lower low on the RSI as well, I believe. Yeah, it is a lower low on the RSI as well. So no divergence yet, but the trend is down. The near-term trend is down, so you're only looking for shorts. I don't like looking for shorts down here, like I said, because you're so close to support. Here is the weekly. That's where I got that weekly level. You can clearly see this thing looks a little bit like Bitcoin, right? Has a lot of weeks right here trading sideways. Once you put it in this low, 1, 2, 3 weeks, been unable to close below one spot, 18642. It is just Tuesday. Only Tuesday. So will this thing close below? We shall see. So that's going to be a level to watch. What it looks like to me is yesterday you got this push lower. This wick doesn't mean buying pressure. It means a pullback. So here's your daily range expansion. Goes down, puts in a low, and then there's your pullback. You did pull back a little bit further into that weekly level, and then boom, the bears came right back. So, and I'm not looking for shorts because it's down here on the lows. It's trading on the lows today, and you've already had a big bearish move straight down. So in order for me to take a short on this, there is a bearish target. Nope, the bearish target just got taken out. So yeah, there's no trade on this today. Not for me. And let's go look at Ethereum. My head's just everywhere because I'm not feeling so great. Where is it? It's got to be on this one. There it is. ETH pushed down yesterday. I mean, this is a downtrend. Not so much in the longer term. Well, yes, so much in the longer term. I mean, obviously, I know it's in a downtrend on the daily. I was just looking at the hourly. So there's your break below support yesterday. Same thing that Bitcoin did. Break below support. Oh, geez, come on. break below support. There's your close below it as well. So now what people are going to be looking for is a push up to get short again. So watch 2083.57. That would be the first spot you can look for. That's just that daily low right there. If you go into a smaller time frame chart, you will find something there. So any push up into there and to 2110 are probably going to be met with selling. So just be aware of that. There's your 8-hour close below support. It's not looking good. Not looking good. And there's a little bit of meat left on this short. You can go all the way down to here. So a push up, that's a nice risk to reward, isn't it? So just be careful. If you're looking for longs, just be careful. Keep that in mind. It looks like shorts are about to get re-engaged today. I will be keeping a close eye on it. Yeah. I will be keeping a close eye on it. There's an hourly close right there, so you can watch those 3 areas. One of those areas may offer up a beautiful entry short. What is going on? Oh no, what's going on over here? Wes putting the band hammer down. Thank you, Wes. He's so level with his views. Love it. Thank you, Ziploc Holmes. Like video, fellas. Yes, if you don't mind, please. Hit that like button. It does help. ETHUSD, please. I just did ETHUSD, please. Hey, Heath, can you check out CAD Yen? Yeah, let's go look at CAD Yen. Let me just scroll up real quick just to make sure I didn't pass up anybody up there at the top. Keeping a close eye on AXSUSDT for the ultimate short, says Dan J. Woo breaks my heart looking at Bitcoin. Yeah, me too, my friend. Me too. It's not looking good. Good morning, Heath. Why do you prefer trading Forex over NASDAQ, S&P 500? That's a beautiful, perfect question, Christian Lee. When I first started trading, I was too broke to trade stocks. So, like, in order to make any money on stocks, you have to take a pretty big position, right? The only thing that, for most traders, for most people when they have a full-time job, I live by myself, or did at the time when I started trading, I lived by myself. So I was paying rent and everything else, and I just did not make enough money to put, $5,000 or $10,000 in the stock market to just basically risk that whole amount of money on a big position to try to make just $100. So basically, the gain and entry in the FX is so much smaller. You can open an account with $10, right? And that's to be honest, that's the true honest answer. I just didn't have enough money to trade the S&P 500 index. I mean, SPX right now is trading at 4K. So just to buy one share, you need at least $4,000. And then what are you going to make off that $4,000? $20? You know what I'm saying? But you can take that same $4,000 in FX, lever it up, and on $4,000 position, you can make $1,000. So FX just looked better to me for that reason. Like it seemed like you needed less money to start, and you could possibly make a lot of money because of the leverage. In FX, you can use 50x leverage even in America, whereas in the stock market, you can only get 6 times leverage, and that's with basically every brokerage that I've ever used. I do trade in the stock market now, right? I do trade in it now that I have money and time and everything. It's no big deal. But when I first started, FX was the thing for me, and I just loved the way that it trades. It trades back and forth, side to side. It's definitely more difficult than just going long SPX and holding it forever, right? As it tries to, I liked it for the competition to try to make me a better trader. Find the strategy, look at price action, and be able to decide whether I want to go long or short. I love it. You can do the same thing in penny stocks, I guess, but penny stocks are extremely risky. What you need to understand as a new trader is percentage gains and percentage losses are what's important, right? Whereas on a penny stock, you can have a 1,000% gain but you can also lose all of it, right? Them things go up for the first hour of the day, and then boom, a drop happens. It's hard to mitigate risk trading penny stocks if you're buying 1 minute breakouts. You know what I'm saying? It's just not a strategy that resonated with me too much. I do trade penny stocks on occasion. If there is something that's moving over 65 or 70% on the day, I do have an eye on it. And occasionally I do take positions on them. But everything has to line up beautifully for that. And I mainly just watch FX. Except, yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry for the long-winded answer. Let me get back down here. You said CAD Yen. Where was that at? Yes, West DZ. CAD Yen. Let's go over here. I don't like the clicking noise this mouse makes. It's doing the same thing that Aussie Yen and USD Yen are doing right now. So that just lets you know that it's basically the yen that's moving these assets right now. So you're in small range day yesterday, and today is a small range as well so far, which is good news if you're looking for shorts. Would you be looking for shorts? Well, technically not really, because you did take out your resistance. Now you are trading lower, but you're trading inside of this range here. You know what? I take that back. I would look, if I was going to trade this, I would definitely be looking at the short side, because everything. Let's see what it says on the daily. Yeah, where are your moving averages? Not that moon phases. Stupid moon phase indicator. Yeah. So you're getting ready to trade into that 100, but still, that the 100 might not hold support. It definitely won't hold support on the first push. Generally, you might get like a wick through it on a daily time frame, meaning on the hourly, you might get a push down, but you got to understand that it's not that bearish, right? It is below the 50 and all that, but your moving averages are still almost bullish. They are starting to curve down, go lower, but they're not crossing yet. But you could get that move. It does look like it's starting to be weak this morning. So you can't watch that. So let's take this line down here and put it right there. That's what you would watch. So if you get a push up to that area, you definitely want to see a failure there. You might not get a push up that high. You can watch this wick too. All right. An hourly closure. If you use this wick in order to take a short side entry, then you got to keep your rule set the same, meaning if you get an hourly closure above that wick, you cannot no longer take the short. All right. So this line, 88,498, or this wick low, as long as you get rejection there, you may be able to look for lower targets. First, scale out. Wait a minute. Yeah, first take profit is going to be this right there, 88,142. So if you do get this retest up to here, and you do find resistance there, and you get a nice range expansion to the downside, this is as far as I would look. I would take off 2/3 of my position, a little bit above this level, maybe at 188, 175. Find out whatever the spread is, and then look at that level and go that far away. So 2.2 pips away would put you at 88,166. That would be my take profit level, where 2/3 of the position would come off, then move your stop to break even. This way, if it does find support on the daily because of that 100 EMA, then your trade was successful. Anyways, right? That's one of the beauties of being an intraday scalper. The daily can be getting ready to make a move to the upside, and you can still take a scalp down to your next area for possible support to take hold. But you are losing, or you did lose support over here, clearly. So, yeah, it looks like it's getting ready to go lower, my friend. I don't know exactly what you want, what you're looking for. If you're bullish or bearish, you just said, can you look at it? So right now, it looks like today you're going to be looking for lower prices. But I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. Yeah, so Hey Heath, do you have a video telling your story about how you became a trader? I think I remember you saying that you didn't go to college. What made you interested in trading? Because Wall Street, look at Wall Street, it's built on it, right? All those big, massive banks, those huge buildings, it's all built on trading and investing. I mean, there's a ton of money in this. If you can learn it, you can literally change your life, right? So I'm a very humble guy, so I'm not like trying to trade to become a multi-billionaire, right? I just take what I need from the market to survive, and that's basically it. Right now I'm trading with a very small position because we're halfway into the year. Still haven't hit that massive trade. Looking for, like I got on the pound yen. I'd like to get one more of them, and then I can be done if I want, technically. But it's just the money. And I hear a lot of older people say, it's got to be something more than just money or you'll never make it. Well, why did you start? You know what I mean? Every single person started because they love the money. It's the money. It's always the money. You can make a lot more money in the markets than you can working for some other guy, right? The problem is not everybody can do it because not everybody can control their emotions. Not everybody can control their reactions. When they see certain things happening, they want to jump right in and they end up trading over leveraged and all these other reasons. There's 1,000 reasons why new traders can't do it. But it is as simple as getting a strategy, setting rules, and sticking to those rules. Right? Yesterday kept me out of that Euro Aussie trade because of that 1 hour close. That 1 hour close, and I stayed out of it. And like I said, on USD yen, had I paid more attention to it instead of jumping in it because I was acting irrational, right? I seen the trend line that all retail is looking at as well, and I didn't want to miss the move. And so I fall to emotions as well, just like everybody else. I take bad trades sometimes. I make very terrible decisions sometimes, just like you guys. But I love it. Something about the candles, man. I can look at candlestick charts all day long, every single day, and I can for the rest of my life. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Great day, Kent NG. Yep, you too. Can you please look at Matic and Ave? Absolutely. Let's go look at it. Matic was a fantastic short. And then I got out of it because of this bullish price action right here. But I was short all the way up here. Been nice if I would have held on to that. This bullish price action right here traded up almost to my entry, so I exited it. But basically, you're trading right back down, right? So how far are you off from the highs? You're almost 70% off the highs. 66% off the highs. This thing is making lower lows and lower highs. And lower closes. It's bearish. Very, very bearish. The ranges are getting smaller though. So yeah, you could see a big bullish candle come ripping out of this thing. I just don't know when or if it's going to happen. Everybody wants cryptos to be bullish again because, well, let's be honest. Everybody bought at the highs. So, but yeah, it looks like it's going lower, dude. You just got a new fresh support breach yesterday. That was support 102.08. There's your close below. This thing is disgustingly bearish. Here is the next bearish target. But you can see how small the ranges are getting. The daily ranges are getting smaller and smaller. This is when it was extremely volatile and people were making money hand over fist. Now people are losing money hand over fist. So don't be those people. But it looks bad. There is no position to take on it today. There's no new short to take. There is definitely no long to take. I can't take a short on this because it's trading at the low end of the range on the daily range expansion, and it's chopping around sideways, which can be indicative of support, right? So I don't see an entry here on Matic. And what was your other one? I just don't, there's nothing to do basically on Matic, my friend. Ave, Let's go look at Aave. Nothing to do on it. Let's go look at it versus or on KuCoin. Oh man, it looked like it was going to have a small recovery, and then boom. Bitcoin is the tide that lifts all ships. You're going to hear me say this constantly because it's true most of the time. If Bitcoin goes up, these will go up. If Bitcoin's going down, these are going to go down. This one did have a nice recovery off the lows. In fact, there's your low. When you traded up to the high, that you're 100% off the lows. So this asset looks more attractive as a short to me than say Bitcoin or Ethereum, because both of those assets are trading on at the lows or near the lows of the range, whereas this thing is up and away off the range. So there's a nice push lower. $297 up here. The lows are at $186. Over $100 move in this. So I am keeping my eye on this for a short if Bitcoin breaks down. This one and Luna as well. So I'll go ahead and pull up Luna. Let me go back to Aave real quick because I wanted to show you that it is holding support. It is as of right now. Will it for the rest of the day? I don't know. This isn't the same chart that I just looked at, so I don't know what's going on, but there you go. There's your support. You can see that you traded well below it, and it looks like you're trying to trade right back up above it today. People are going to say that this is a bull flag, but let me explain something to you. This is a downtrend. All right? Yes, if you only look at price from this low to here, yeah, it does look like a bull flag. But if you look at it from here to here, this looks like a dead cat bounce and a short opportunity, boom, to go lower. But as of right now, it is holding daily support. That daily support is 292.40. As long as you're closing dailies above that, you may trade back up to $330. This Heath level right here is what's holding price down. That supply zone. 330 is the level. Need a daily closure above that in order to get more bullishness or another bullish push. So am I looking for bullish entries on this? Only if Bitcoin starts making higher highs and higher lows. Then you can look for bullish entries on these assets. But not until. Right now everything's a short. Not everything, especially not stuff at the lows, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? Here's Luna, same thing. There's your lows. Traded up 121% off the lows. So that provides a short opportunity because you're not trading at the low, you're trading up here. So if you're shorting looking for it to continue lower. Does it look bearish? No, it's doing the same thing. It's technically you did get a lower close yesterday, so you did take out support. But barely, just barely. I don't like it when I see that. Because I just don't. If it's going to close below support, I want a big, strong push lower, not just barely. That's just them playing with your emotions. So yes, it can keep going up. It can keep going up, but if Bitcoin starts to fall, just know something. These are going to be the most attractive to professional traders for shorts. Anything that's 100% off the lows is going to look fantastic for shorts. So that's Matic and Aave for you, my friend. Great stuff, says Tim Winston. Thank you very much, my friend. Oh, I lost it. Where was that? Okay. Hi, Heath. Stay healthy, please. Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't know what's going on while my head's all stuffed up. I do have sinus issues and stuff, but I feel like I'm catching a cold. Hey, Heath, are there any differences between JPY Basket and JPX when it comes to the technicals? I've never looked at JPY Basket. Is that an actual ticker? Oh my god, it is. Okay, so this is only an FXCM ticker. So here's your daily on JPY Basket. What does the JXY look like? Because that's your actual Japanese yen index. So it looks completely different. And what was the one you said? JPX? See, you just taught me something. So I think this is the Nikkei. It's an index that follows the Nikkei that you can trade on iShares. It's an ETF. I don't know if this is what you're looking at. This is bullish. Like, this looks just like the S&P 500, except whereas the S&P 500 is making new all-time highs, this thing is trading sideways, putting in a big bear or bull flag, right? So pre-market is trading up at 73.96. Is it the same thing when it comes to the technicals? No, they don't look anything alike. This thing, I can't just type in JPX as it don't let me. See, I'll show you again, JPX. It's got all of this stuff. So maybe that's what you're talking about. I don't know. But I use the JXY. It is the actual yen index. Alright, this is the one I use. The Japanese yen currency index. It's like the DXY, the dollar currency index. So you can see you had to bounce off these lows down here. And it's been trending down for a long time. Alright? We've been short on this thing for a long time. Once we broke down below this trend line, we got short on this push up right here. And then we rode this thing all the way down to there. Once we got down into here, it's been, choppy but still sideways to down, right? This could be a buying opportunity on it. I don't know. We'll see. It's definitely bullish because everything trading against it is bearish. So let me pull up the Japanese basket again. I've never seen that before. JPY basket. That's crazy. So yeah, I mean, this kind of looks like the JXY. I mean, if this is a tradable asset, it's only tradable on FXCM. I don't have an FXCM account, so. But there's your big bullish. There's your big bullish push right there. So here's a pullback, and this thing is trading right now. So it's trying to get a daily push. Did you take this out? You did. So you took out this bullish candle's low with a close on this day. So this push could push all the way up to there and maybe find resistance. So, yeah, I don't know. This is exactly what, if you flip this price action right here around, it's exactly what the Aussie yen looks like, all right? So it looks like it's trying to push higher, and we shall see if it does. So use this level as resistance for now because you're below it. 9265. If you get a daily closure above that, you're heading higher. All the way up to here. This daily is going to be your next resistance level. So there's your two resistance levels. And for now, support is this candle. Come on. There we go. So support is there. Daily closure below it. This will be your next support area, and so on and so forth. Right now it's trading into this old resistance. It's old resistance because you've already broke above it, but then you traded right back down through it. So it does look like price is respecting it still. Right? Or people are going to be taking shorts based on it, or longs are going to be taking profits based off of it. Because it's definitely having a reaction there. But I don't know. Hi Heath, would you say there is an even atom double bottom on the 1 hour Bitcoin? Cheers. Yeah, I don't think so. Let me go over here to Bitcoin. I don't really know what an Adam and Eve pattern is. I've never really searched it out that much to basically get what the clear definitions are for that pattern. So I can't say yes or no. I'm just saying if you're thinking that it's bullish, it can be. I do like this, that you traded down into hourly support right there and you held, and you're getting a bullish response. The problem is in a downtrend, bullish pops are likely to be sold into. So you can't even do anything until you get an hourly closure above this section of price, because these are all bearish candles. So this is going to be where price probably trades up to maybe 33.5, 38.18. And if it gets there, then you want to see what happens there. Does it reverse from there and go lower to get a test of that weekly? It's only natural that you're finding support here because it was support over here. See? That's why you're finding support now. But you got to get above this, and then you need to come back in and treat this as support before you can look for bullish entries to up to here. That's the way I trade, right? So as of right now, you got to wait and see what happens. If you get it push up as a fake out and then a closure back below, that's when I would be looking to get short, targeting this level here. But not today because it's not up there yet. It may take tomorrow before it gets up there. And then again, you can get just one big bullish candle here in another hour or two that puts you up there. But that's definitely going to be the area to watch. 33.538 on the hourly. That's going to possibly hold as resistance. You do get a close above it. Remember, you want to see if it holds as a retest for support. If it does, then you can look for higher prices. But that has to happen first. I do like this, though. At least to get up to there. Thank you, Heath. I like trading on the NASDAQ on eToro with 20x leverage. Yeah, I can't trade on 20x leverage in America. Not on stocks. Or maybe you can. I don't know. I don't use eToro. I never have. What's up with the Adam and Eve joke, Clipper? I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what an Adam and Eve pattern is. I don't know what rules constitute the pattern, so I can't agree or disagree if that's what that is. I can tell you it found support, and I can tell you why and where, but I can't tell you what it is as far as patterns. Freedom, time, and money. Yes. Hi, Heath asked this earlier, but I think he missed this out. For trades that don't work out in an hour, does that apply to crypto? If you close the position, break even or minimal loss, do you count that as a half loss on the week? One of two losses on the week. If I lose money, if I'm red, then yes, it's a loss on the week. Absolutely. And I don't like to take more than two losses on the week. So that once I get one loss, then I start to get a little bit more picky. And remember, I still have a short that is in profit running on Aussie Yen, and I still have a profitable short running on Euro Aussie. So I don't need to jump into any new positions just yet. All right, but I am watching your USD JPY because of that trend line. Yesterday was the liquidity grab above it. Now it looks like price is failing below it. And so that trend line may hold price. You may see lower prices on USD JPY coming up for the rest of the week. Today is Taco Tuesday, or some like to call it Turnaround Tuesday, so just be careful. But I'm not quite sure what you're asking. I asked this earlier, but I think you missed it. For trades that don't work out in an hour. Okay. Does that apply to crypto? Yeah. When I'm taking a scalp, if I'm on the right side of the market, the trade should start to work out pretty quickly. Right? I should know pretty quickly if I'm on the right side or not. Like yesterday, as soon as I got short on USD JPY, it literally turned around like as if though it was my short order that caused price to go lower. That's what you want to see, right? But an hour later, it traded all the way back up to my entry. I never liked that. I don't mind it to trade up because price will do that. You will get an impulse leg to the downside, even on the 5-minute chart, and you can get a big bullish candle that takes you up, up to like halfway point of the expansion. And then you want to definitely see it turn around though. If it keeps coming up, there's a huge chance that you're on the wrong side of the market. So instead of taking a full 1% loss on the trade, I just simply exited the position. And I'm glad I did, because exactly in like 15 or 20 minutes later, you got that big bullish candle that broke out above the trend line, stopping out all shorts, right? So, but if you've ever been there in the sense to where you've taken a short position before and it didn't work, you got stopped out and then it turned around and went in your direction, it's because you were right on the direction, your timing was off. And that's what you got to work on. But on crypto, I want it to do the same thing. If I enter a short position, I want it to start moving away from my entry as fast as possible. If it's an hour later and it's still at my entry, as long as it's not closed above a resistance level or a support, or closed below a support level, I may still hold it, because crypto is a little different, right? So I hope that answered your question. It's just a little different is all. And what I do, the way I do that, that does not mean that you guys have to either, right, AC? That doesn't mean that you have to exit your position after an hour in FX just because Heath does it. That doesn't mean you should or need to even. That's just a rule that I have, because over time with experience, I've learned, especially as an intraday scalper, that if you take a position and price is at your entry, an hour later, you are not on the right side of the market. It could be an inside day. There could be a number of factors that are going to play out. Either way, it's probably not going to work out. The trade is probably not going to be a profitable trade. All right, guys, I have to start wrapping it up, as it is 6:30, and I want to get everything ready. So let's pull this up. I just want to say thank you so much to all the Patreons and channel members. As always, thank you guys so much for what you do. I love it and I appreciate it. It's very much appreciated. Let me just scroll down real quick to make sure I did not miss any important questions. Do some Wen Hoi breathing and sort that cold out. I will try my best to do that. If you have sinus issues, please use nose wash every day. It helps a lot. You can use one from Neil Med, for example. Yeah, I'll get it taken care of, guys. And it could just be early morning shenanigans that I go through sometimes. But the two assets that I'm going to be watching, obviously I'm going to be watching Aussie Yen and Euro Aussie, because I am still in two positions there, but they're offsetting positions as they're both shorts. And that shouldn't be working out. So we will see. One of those positions will more than likely get closed today. And I am watching USD JPY for a possible short to the downside. I haven't looked at all the currencies, but I'm sure someone will let me know if they have something they want to see later on in the day. I will absolutely look at it. But those are the ones I'll be watching, looking for this thing to find resistance. 110, 322, 110, 285. If it does, looking for possible short side setups. And we will be targeting probably 110, 130, somewhere in this area here, right, for profit taking. So just keep an eye on it, right? You get a closure, an hourly closure above 285, scrap the trade, because like I said, this section of price is in an uptrend and it could be finding support here, looking for higher prices. All right. So that's why I said be very strict on your entries. Hourly closure above this line, scrap the trade. All right, guys, have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you again Thursday morning, same time, same channel. Make sure you trade safe, trade smart, and happy trading, everybody.